This is Mr. Rogers of the Resurgent Us podcast. I believe there is wisdom, so timeless that no matter how many eons pass, or how much society changes, it still applies. The Bible contains many of these passages of timeless wisdom, especially in Proverbs, which is among my favorite works of literature. I certainly don't fault anyone who looks there for faith and comfort in these dark times. But as for me, what resonates most are the words of the ancient Stoics. Every morning, when I wake up, and every evening before I go to sleep, I spend about 10 minutes listening to the words of Marcus Aurelius and Seneca and Epictetus. It's like my prayer. To me, nothing echoes through the millennia quite like Marcus Aurelius's directive, "Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength, which will always spring up, if thou wilt always look." It's in times like this that we will need that strength most. We are, in many ways, on the eve of a battle. This is the first pandemic of its kind in our lifetimes, but this is a battle that humanity has faced many times before. Our ancestors faced typhoid, smallpox, bubonic plague, Spanish flu, and countless others without the benefit of modern medicine. Even then, without science, in the end, humanity always prevails. Victory for our side is all but assured. Our civilization will endure, our nations will recover, trade and technology will resume, the clouds will part. But as individuals, these may be the final weeks and months for any one of us, or for our loved ones. It is a humbling thought to be so vulnerable. I won't sugarcoat this fact. More of us are going to die. A lot more. People you know. People you care about. We have no idea who it will be. For some, the uncertainty combined with weeks and months of isolation is going to be absolutely maddening, especially with nothing but time on our hands to worry. That's where you come in. That's where we need your help. I want you to go through your phone numbers and make a list of people that you're going to reach out to and make phone calls to. Every day, call at least one person on that list, preferably more. Call your family members, call old friends, call workmates that you haven't talked to for years. Call people with no other agenda than to hear their voice and so that they know someone cares. Do this whether you feel like doing it or not. And if you do take responsibility for comforting others, for being the candle in the darkness that brightens up their day, you'll notice something very interesting starting to happen. Day by day, as you do this, you'll realize how much you matter. You'll feel the power in knowing that you don't have to wait for things to happen. You make them happen. You don't have to wait for opportunities to come along. You make opportunities. Do this and your own fears will vanish. Your own faith and courage will grow, because not only will you remember you're not alone, you'll feel very good about the fact of strengthening others with that message. There's a lot of things that need to change in this world. All countries, but China especially, must stop cruel and unsanitary animal handling, like the kind that breeds these diseases, in the captivity of the wet markets. All countries must do a better job of investing in medical supplies in case there is another outbreak. America in particular needs to achieve a healthcare system that delivers better results at lower costs. Politicians need to quit posturing and bickering and get down to the business of solving the nation's problems. We all know all these things, but all of these things are beyond your control, and they're beyond my control. If we focus on things that are outside of our control, we grow weaker, we grow helpless, and we achieve nothing but frustration and anger. But if we focus on things that are within our control, then we grow stronger, we feel better, and we achieve more, far more, than what we might be able to imagine at the start. So send words of encouragement to the people in your network and let them know you care about them. Call just to see how they're doing and to tell them that you were thinking about them. Seek nothing in return. Seek connection and an improvement of their day alone. This is my challenge to you. This is within your power. If you do this, then you will know with certainty that whatever awaits us, we are not alone and we are not helpless. Even from a distance, the meekest can stand up and lead the way by reaching out to others with kindness and caring. We always need a purpose, so let this be it. We can be, and we must be, each other's strength. Death smiles at us all, but all a man can do is smile back. I'll leave you with these timeless words. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Do not wish things were easier. Wish yourself to become better.
everyone. My name is Boon Him. I am the host of the Far Out Wisdom podcast that is broadcasted on simplecast.com. Jenner is going to link my information down below if you guys want to reach out to me or listen to some of my work. But I wanted to help him kick off Light of Morning, a series that he's going to make on his podcast. So I wanted to read you guys a story that I have been reading to my own son since he was a baby, to kind of teach him a lesson. So the story is called The Cracked Pot. An elderly Chinese woman had 2 large pots, each hung on the ends of a pole which she carried across her neck. One of the pots had a crack in it, while the other pot was perfect and always delivered a full portion of water. At the end of the long walks from the stream to the house, the cracked pot arrived only half full. For a full 2 years, this one went on daily, with the woman bringing home only 1.5 pots of water. Of course, the perfect pot was proud of its accomplishments, but the poor cracked pot was ashamed of its own imperfection and miserable that it could only do half of what it had been made to. After 2 years of what it perceived to be bitter failure, it spoke to the woman one day by the stream. "I'm ashamed of myself because this crack in my side causes water to leak out all the way back to your house." The old woman smiled. "Did you notice that there are flowers on your side of the path, but not on the other pot side? That's because I have always known about your flaw, so I planted flower seeds on your side of the path, and every day while we walk back, you water them. For 2 years, I have been able to pick these beautiful flowers to decorate the table. Without you being just the way you are, there would not be this beauty to grace the house." So pretty much the more the story is that we have our own unique flaw, and that we should embrace those wounds like the cracked pot. So in his recent episode, Jenner talks about his dad. And if you guys don't know about the Mindwave Universe duo, is that they both but their parents both divorced. So Jenner, he has a relationship with his dad, but has a bitter relationship with his mother. And Josh has a good relationship with his mother, but has a bitter relationship with his dad. So it's pretty much the opposite, and this is why they get along so well, is because they understand each other's own uniqueness. So, what Jenner's dad and Josh's mom, they're like the elderly Chinese woman. They don't want to fix the cracked pot. That is the wound that they both have. I mean, why would they? I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, but Jenner's dad is a carpenter. And you think Jenner's dad's gonna fix his son's wounds? I don't think so. See, a lot of people, they're ashamed of their wounds, their cracked pots, right? They're ashamed that they have this flaw within them and that their imperfection is what's holding them back. But they'd understand that these wounds, just like Josh and with his he talks about mental illness in the latest episode that I have on my Far Out Wisdom podcast. He talks about mental illnesses and I understand like the shame that comes with mental illness because I have depression myself. But just like watering plants, plants are like a symbol of people, and so when you embrace your imperfection and allow your wound. Now there's a difference between your wound and shedding negativity, but if you take your wounds and you actually teach people in the process, and that is watering the world with your wisdom, it's allowing people like the Chinese woman in the story, the farmer, to pick up those plants and make her house beautiful. And so to me, wisdom is like flowers, and when the wounds are like water as well. So you help people in the process when you share your story with the world. And this is where I have a series called Free Flow Mindsets on my podcast, where I had Jenner on and I had Josh on, and they share their imperfection with me, and I love to capture that, and I took it in a way, and it gave my podcast a beautiful glow to it, when they add their wisdom to it. So guys, I hope that the story of the cracked pot lighten up your day and teach you about self-compassion, because that's the most beautiful thing that you can do for yourself. And as always, guys, stay far out, and please, 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 please send in your stories or anything that you have learned or wisdom along the path that you have, witnessed in your experiences with your existence, and pretty much do what I do and submit it to the Light of Morning series. And let's plant a garden, guys, with Jenner, and share a garden to the world. We have enough ugly people, so let's I'm not talking about like hideous and physical characteristics, but I'm talking about beauty. Let's shed a lot of beauty in this darkness. Thanks, guys. Bye.